Happy Monday night, race fans. We're getting gridded up for race number 9 at Roughneck Racing's Wagoner's Welding Superspeedway Series. We got a battle heating up in the points. We'll get touched on that later, but let's take a quick look at our grid as these guys are getting locked and loaded. So I'm your host tonight, Robert Warrens, bringing you all the action for SpeedZoneTV race number 9 with the next gens at Daytona International Speedway. Just take a quick look at the track. We got beautiful weather tonight, 72 degrees, 33% humidity, clear, no winds. Track temps 89 degrees, so it's pretty cold out there. But, you know, there's going to be no short of action here as we got 29 cars in the field. So I'm kind of excited about it. Let's see if roll things over here. So looking at our pole, we got Ramsey in the pole, Sprinkle in the outside pole. P3 Straminsky, 4th is Hurst. Row 3, we got Miller in 5th, Brace in 6th. In row 4, we got Hunter and Pylon. In 9th spot, Richardson and Ben Parson. In row 6, Smith and Don Francesco. Row 7 goes out to Lashbrook, newcomer here, and Wielden. And row 8, Reiner and Vandenberg. Row 9 is Sigelcow and Barnes. We're going to have to work on his name. Row 10 is Manning and Copperthorne, staples in the series here. Row 11, Sharon and Beebe. Row 12 is Keltner and Wagner. That's going to be rounding out the field here. I'm excited to see what these guys got for action tonight in this 50-lap battle here. So it's going to be quite interesting to see what these drivers are going to be able to do with 50 laps. Estimated around 25 laps of fuel, 1 fast repair, and a whole bunch of action. So last week's winner not in the field. We had Ben Ryan win the race last week at Atlanta. This week at Daytona, going back to Atlanta next week in the Gen 6. So it's going to be quite an interesting time. I think we also had Smith up in 2nd spot from last week and Ramsey in 3rd spot from last week. So these guys were probably going to be wanting to watch out for them. Ramsey up front again. You know, definitely showing some super speedway threat with harnessing the talent that he has here for sure. Getting ready to go. Green pace car is ducking off. Green is out 2 by 2 as far as the eye can see for this 24 car field 50 lap battle. So far so good. These cars are going to have to be managing their temperatures. If you start to push too hard, you're going to heat up that water temp and blow a motor. And, you know, depending on where you are in the pack, that's definitely something that you don't want to do up front. But, you know, got to be mindful. Very quiet start so far as we complete lap 1 coming through the tri-oval. Hunter up on the bumper of Ramsey with Sprinkle pushing Miller on the high side. That's Hurst in the 58 in the 6th spot with Richardson in the 5th spot. Down the backstretch, these guys are zooming already. Like that outside line's making a little bit of move going into turn 3. Miller's clear, but he stays up in the 2nd groove. You can see the sparks flying off these cars as they're going through the corner. Excellent pushing from that 27 machine of Ryan Hunter with Richardson in behind there. The bottom line has formed up pretty nicely. Newcomer here started 14th, already up in 5th spot is Shane Welding. Rocking that 5 machine in his Chevy Camaro. A good job of showing his newcomer pace to Roughneck Racing's Wagner's Welding Superspeedway Series. Excellent job so far by these drivers, keeping it clean. Whole field is within 2 seconds. 24 cars within 2 seconds. Very impressive. Miller shuffles back. They're 3 wide. Going through the dog leg. Little contact there. Ramsey down in the grass, hooking back up. That's not what we needed to see. A lot of cars damaged there. We're going to try to go back and get a SpeedZoneTV instant replay. Tough break for Ramsey. Started first. Found himself in carnage already. The 30 machine pulling away there of Wagner. Damage. 3 machine of Barnes showing smoke. Not looking good. Newcomer Sigel Cow cruising around the back. He might have checked up in time. Not seeing any damage on that vehicle. Let's go ahead and grab a SpeedZoneTV instant replay here. Accident's already happening. Let's go up where the 13th machine is here, and we're going to bring it back some. Favorite camera of all cameras here. We see Miller coming up the middle of newcomer Weldon, and in between Sprinkle on the high side. Coming to the dog leg. Ramsey's tight on the yellow line. And it's really just kind of a tight race there. I definitely feel that, Miller could have done a better job of not pinching down Ramsey as much as he did. But you can see just the carnage there happening. Barnes, Wagner, 88 of Keltner, 24 of Don Francesco, the 12 of Grace. Gaggle of cars. Find that back one more time because we've got lots of time on super speedways. We're going to do here that quarter speed for a second. Cockpit of Ramsey. Hit play. See what happens. Overall, not taking too much crazy damage. Other guys suffered more. Tough break for Ramsey with powerful start he had. Back to live action here. Let's see what's shaking down. Up front here, we got a bunch of cars coming in the pits. First caution of the night, lap number 7, or lap number 6 it came out on likely. We saw there some just hard racing. These guys were settling in for a good run, but unfortunately carnage ensued. Going to be interesting to see with these guys staying out, not taking fuel, if they get another caution soon enough with the estimated tank being 25 laps. So I would assume that Hunter and Parsons would be good to approximately lap 28 to 30, based on what's going on. But it's really hard to say right now. Lights are off on the pace vehicle. These guys are gonna... Are they off? No. We got bad eyesight. Lights are still on. We got another lap. We're gonna give a shout out to Wagoner's Welding, our league sponsor here, making it possible for you guys to view SpeedZoneTV. You want to go ahead and click like on the broadcast, subscribe to the channel, but also clicking the gearbox in the bottom right hand side, you can view this race in 4K. All the beautiful graphics that iRacing has to offer. You're going to see it shine, glimmer, and sparkle. But shout out to Wagoner's Welding. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road. Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road.
Like Hunter is electing to take the high side on this restart with Parson on the bottom side. We've seen the high side get momentum, but we saw the driver, I think it was Gary Miller, not clear low when he had the opportunity. I don't know if that's going to be Hunter's strategy here. There's a lot of racing left, 42 laps to go once we take the green flag. So these guys really need to settle in and not use up their fast repair. Each driver's got one fast repair, 2 sets of tires. You don't want to be using that up too early with race number 9 being underway and a championship on the line. Coming out of turn 4 now, these guys are going to get ready to rock and roll. Way up, looking down upon that starter. Holding the green flag high. He's going to get them in the Geico restart zone. Green is out. Hunter gets a great start. Drag race down the back stretch. Looks like they're pretty even going into turn 3. The bottom line is ahead slightly. They are stacked up in the second lane. Richardson jumps to the high side in front of Hunter. He wants that clean air on his nose, trying to make a move. Smith up there alongside Sprinkle. These guys were a threat not too long ago working together. Hunter down on the bottom side. The bottom groove, or sorry, the bottom lane breaks up a little bit. We have Wheeled On in the 6th spot, newcomer, and also newcomer in the 8th spot, Lashbrook. Keltner up in the mix as well. Keltner started 23rd. He's up to 8th. Running the bottom side right now. Lots of time left. We've got a car high, the 25 car. 26. He was 3 wide for a second. Tucks back in line. Like a couple drivers had to tow. Lost Straminsky and Barnes. Back up front, Ryan Hunter currently first. Started 7th, doing a great job. 2x2, lap number 12. Underway, coming to 13. Looks like Wagner's trying to go 3 wide. Looking for a little bit of room. That's a 16 of BB. They both brushed the wall slightly as they're trying to get space. That's the 12 of Grace up tight using the side draft. You can see with not having a lot of push help is the 30 machine falling back. There's not enough aero push, not enough draft to propel them forward into that 3rd groove. They're going to likely have to reset their strategy there. Back up front, we still got these 2 guys dancing. Hunter and Richardson. Showing some great patience here. But once again, we see the 30 machine trying to start that 3rd groove. Barnes bounces off the inside of Grace, it looks like. They're able to keep it square as they come down the backstretch. Down into turn 3. Pretty dicey as that 3rd groove or 3rd lane isn't able to form up. Nobody wants to jump up there just yet. There's still lots of racing with 35 laps to go. Ooh, little bumpy there. 69 touches the bumper of the 58 of Hurst. Looks like that outside groove has almost pushed themselves clear. 3 cars clear. They need one more attempt here. Maybe they'll get it done on the front stretch. Richardson and Smith out to healthy, like 2-3 car lengths in front of the bottom line. They're just staying out there trying to pull Sprinkle through and Hurst. Here comes a big run. See if it's enough. The 3rd groove's starting to get momentum with that side draft. You see Wagner and BB working together. '78 machine joins that 3rd groove. That's the 78 of Manning. Getting up in the mix. A little stuck on the wall. 29 of Pylon now showing that he might be a contender tonight. Back up front, Richardson and Smith clear in front of Hunter and Parsons, who did not pit. So keep that in mind. As if we make it to approximately lap 30, I would say Hunter and Parsons might be forced to green flag stop a little bit earlier than expected. Take a look at some of our biggest gainers so far tonight. Wagner and Keltner tied with 13 positions gained, running 10th and 11th. BB with 9. Wagner bouncing around, getting that run. Oh, a little wobble from the lead pack. They're able to get it squared up. That third groove is forming. Barnes jumps to the high side. He is a couple laps down. Showing you who had damage there in that last pit stop. 3 minutes for Tyler Barnes. He elects not to use his fast but yellow is out. Not sure what happened, but you can see a couple cars pinned. It's a 25. Machine. And was pinned by Reiner. Try to go back and add a little replay action here. Try to dissect what happened from SpeedZoneTV's perspective. Our favorite camera of all the cameras is the far chase cam. We're on board here with the 25 machine of Briner. Running the middle of the track. Touch there from the 26 knocks him up a little bit. Baggy there. That's the 6. Vandenberg. Back it up one more second as we looked away. Looks like the 26 machine clipped the apron, but then he just drifts up in the center corner. 25, unfortunately, got nowhere to go. And newcomer Gary Sigelkow, unfortunately, caught up in that mess. That's going to be our SpeedZoneTV instant replay. Back to some live action here. Everyone's going to be coming down the pits. Current leader, Richardson, doing just that. We're going to see if they bolt on tires here. Fuel only. Looking like track position might be the most important for that 2 machine. Not sure if we're going to see other drivers take tires. The 98 of Copperthorne put on left side's a 21 machine of Sharon. Beautiful throwback style paint there of perhaps Davey Allison or an Ernie Irvin. That camera pan around. Might be at the back, but he's definitely not lacking any drip in that paint. That thing is shining and sexy. Works out for Ben Parson here. Started 10th tonight, currently 5th. Good job for him. We've seen him be very fast in all of these super speedway races. But unfortunately for him, not having the luck he needs to get it done. Guys are going to get doubled up. Get ready to rock and roll. That's the second caution of the night. Lap 22 of 50. We're going to be going live Wednesday night for race number 9 of the Wagoner's Welding Truck Series for Roughneck Racing. They're going to be duking it out at Atlanta Speedway or Echo Park Speedway. Should be an interesting night. That points battle's heating up. But before we, really spend time on the trucks, let's take a look at our current points battle in the Super Speedway Series here. That 4 machine of Andrew Smith, currently the leader with 1 win on the season. Barnes trying to get back in the mix. He's in 2nd spot. Sprinkle's sitting in 4th in that 77 machine. Miller, he's a little bit further back right now in 12th in the 4th spot. Richardson, our current leader, a win here would definitely propel him in the points. Copperthorne doing a great job. Currently in 16th. Manning, also, he's been a little bit of a silent assassin tonight. We haven't really seen too much of him, but he's currently in 21st. Beebe, he's trying to get that 3rd groove to work, that 3rd lane all stacked up, but unsuccessful. Pylon, we haven't seen him up front too much tonight. He's currently running 7th. And Grace is currently in 20th spot, so running at the top 10 in points. We'll give you an update on some of those drivers a little bit later on. See how they stack up tonight for the Super Speedway Series point standings. And those cars rev up. They're clearing out the fuel injection lines as they're getting ready to rock and roll. Hurst falls back and stacking up the field. '69 of Lashbrook bounces off the bumper of the 58 of Hurst and allows that outside line to shuffle down. Saw the 5 machine there of Wielden get to the bottom in a hurry. He's here to crush it in that orange crush machine. That was one of my childhood favorite pops, just in case you're wondering. Nearing halfway. Oh, brush of the wall by that 30 machine of Wagner. '24 of Don Francesco pushing Pylon on the outside. That's Keltner in behind them with Hunter in behind in the 4th car in the 2nd groove. Wagner in the 5th spot. We're going to have to see if this outside groove or the 2nd groove there of cars can start to work together. It looks like they're going to say F it and form a 3rd line. Interesting battle here. Daytona International Speedway does not disappoint with the multiple lines of racing. Island giving Richardson the boost. 3rd lane formed. They're 3 wide on the backstretch. Hunter knocking BB a little loose. Sprinkle down. Oh, that's a big one. Ouch. Ouch. Medic. Medic turn 4. A lot of these cars are moving. Yeah, a great thing about these next-gen cars is they're able to take a significant amount of damage, keep rolling. So, hats off to this. We're going to try to figure out what the heck happened here for caution number 3 tonight. And go back just a little bit of ways. I already see it's happened, so let's back it up here. And get a bad bump. Ooh, let's just back here. See that Sprinkle got away from Smith a little bit. He's checking up, and the 5 machine wheeled in, not anticipating the speed differential there. With Sprinkle moving up, it's looking like it's kind of knocked him on square, unsettled the car. First getting caught up into that BB. Wagoner on the outside. Hunter, hard hit. That's going to be a tough break for Barnes. He just got one of his laps back, and you saw his hood pop off there. Rewind that back one more time. Try to find something. And just let it play. And with these cars being so close, there's really not a lot of opportunity for you to react. Mentioned earlier in the broadcast, we had 24 cars within 2 seconds. They're traveling at, 180, 190 miles an hour. Can't blink. Can't think. You just got to drive. Tough break for Sprinkle there. That might impact his ability to move forward in the point standings. New leader here, 24 machine of Nicholas Don Francesco. Take a look at our lap leaders. So far this race, we've seen Richardson lead 13, Hunter lead 6, Ramsey 4, Smith 3, and now ticking down some laps will be that 24 machine. Hoping to stay up there, but I don't think he's got enough fuel to go the whole distance. So far, we had 3 cautions for 8 laps, 5 lead changes. The Super Speedway series here does not disappoint when it comes to action. That's been brought to you by SpeedZoneTV. Wagner's Welding, making it possible for you to view. Make sure you give them some love, because we know we're going to see some of these cars on the jig later getting straightened out. So definitely these drivers keeping them in business tonight. We've seen a bunch of damaged cars throwing maybe 1 or 2 out. We've had some guys tow. The 22 machine of Single Cow is showing out. Unfortunately, he won't be continuing. We'll try to get an understanding of repair times here. Barnes, Wagner, Gray, Spriner, Manning. Significant amount of repairs. For all of them. Still in the battle, though. So, Graminsky showing a lap down. It's unfortunate. If you do have to tow, you're instantly going a lap down. Guys are getting ready to stack it up. Only 22 laps to go. Man, oh man. Race has been a little bit tough on the field. We've had 3 cautions so far. Some heavy damage for some. So I'm not sure if we're going to see the drivers that have been sleeping in the second half of the field just emerge to the front. So, you know, we talked about Pilot earlier. He's currently up in 5th. Keltner's been up there. Copperthorne, we saw him take tires the last stop. He's currently in 10th, but we haven't seen him up front. Vandenberg and Don Francesco didn't pit this time. I don't think they have enough fuel. See, a lot of drivers took fuel only. It looks like Don Francesco and Vandenberg have pit 7 laps ago, so they're going to be really tight on fuel. They're going to need a caution here. Green is out. Excellent start by that 24 machine, but getting out too far in front is also not a good thing. It looks like Smith going to the high side of Vandenberg, who might have missed a shift. Vandenberg falling back in the vacuum as they split him 3 wide down into the backstretch. Tough break for that 26 machine. Newcomer to the league. Can't find a dance partner. Goes from 2nd to, I don't even know what position, 12th? Go ahead and hop in the cockpit of Vandenberg. Now we can see some of his live data here with 21 laps to go. 194 miles an hour top speed as they enter in turn 1. You're going to see the power of the draft here as that 26 machine sucks up to the bumper of the 58 of Hurst. 198. Big check up here. Managing that gap, doing a good job. Looks like Vandenberg might be a little loose on entries. He's pushed 3 wide by the 69 of Lashbrook. Doing a good job of staying out of harm's way, clear low. Down the backstretch, 2x2, 19 cars all within a second. Take a look at who's up front now. Richardson, Smith, Hunter, Sprinkle, and Pylon. 24 of Don Francesco on the bottom side. Woo! Pylon knocks Hunter a little bit squirrely. Hunter does a good job of keeping it square. Hands up on the wheel. Rumor is he's got strong forearms. Richardson up into the second groove. Might be letting a little bit of air. Lashbrook on the outside. Needs a little help. It looks like that 5 machine has come back up from the rear of the field. Island drifts up off the bottom. You can see this. These cars are just so tight to the ground. Sparks are flying from the underpackage. Ooh, little contact there between Lashbrook and Don Francesco. Keltner goes 3 wide. Backs out of it. Smart move by that 88 machine. Race up in the mix. 69 needs a little bit of help from somebody. He's able to clear the bottom side. Back up front, let's take a look at what's going on up in front. So we've got Richardson, Smith, Sprinkle, 58 of Hurst, and Hunter and Don Francesco battling side by side with Grayson Pilot in behind. "17 laps to go." See that some of the pack of the cars has fallen off. That's Ramsey a little bit further back in the 19th spot. He's about 5 seconds back. Wagner once again. Let's get a camera angle on him. Trying to make that third groove work. He is showing a lap down. I believe so. Three cars up front working together amazingly. If they're able to continue to stay on each other's bumpers, nose to tail, they're likely going to be able... Oh, contact there. Wagner going around. I'm not sure what happened. Going to be the fourth caution of the night. Gonna have to figure out what happened. Wagner jumps to the pits there. We're gonna bring in our SpeedZoneTV instant replay. And it looks like it's already happening. Here we are. Take a look at this. Try to dissect what happened. We got Lashbrook in the bottom. Don Francesco in the middle groove. Looking like that 24 machine just drifts up into the third groove onto the 30. Unfortunate for... And let's see if he gets away here in that 5 machine. He is able to. Vandenberg, Don Francesco, and Keltner. Miller and the 21 machine of Sharon involved there. But just for good fun, because we got all the time, I'll let that rip at full speed. And you can see that the 30 machine was showing smoke. That's going to end his night. We'll go back to live action here. Up to some cars. The cameraman to wake up. Stop sleeping, brother. Stop sleeping. You're here live, SpeedZoneTV. I'm your host, Robert Warrens, bringing you all the action for race number 9. Next gen's at Daytona International Speedway for the Roughneck Racing Wagoner's Welding Superspeedway Series. One heck of a battle tonight. 13 laps to go. Give a shout out to Wagoner's Welding. We'll take a quick break and BRBs.
Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road. Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road.
We do pop over to that chat every once in a while. Let's give an update on the drivers who have been getting shoutouts. Right here is the 5 machine. Shane Wielden, newcomer so far, has shown a great pace. Starting 14th, currently in 9th. Impressive performance so far. Lashbrook, also a newcomer, started 13th, currently in 7th. Not sure why his car didn't refresh. Try that one more time. Sometimes it doesn't want to work. We don't know why. Don't know why. And last one to get a shout out in the chat here is the 78 of Ty Manning. Currently 11th, started 19th. Definitely a contender on Wednesday nights. Not sure if he's got the secret sauce for super speedway racing, but we'll find out on Wednesday when the trucks head to Echo Park. Going to be interesting to see if this front group here of Richardson, Smith, and Sprinkle can shuffle the cards right to get back into their nose-to-tail tandem that they had. Definitely a threat to be reckoned with not very many laps left, so track position is going to be very key. With the 30 machine of Wagner falling out, we haven't really seen anyone brave creating the third line. We've only seen 2 packs of cars, 2x2. We haven't seen that third groove, that third line come alive yet. I'm not sure if in the closing laps we're going to be able to see it. Somebody's going to have to brave the storm up there to see if it's viable. Getting nearly silent as the pace vehicle is ready to duck off. These guys are going to pull their belts tight for the restart here. Green is out. Richardson does a good job of getting a good start there. Hurst on the bumper trying to give him a shove. Island joins the mix. "12 laps to go. Not a lot of time left." You know Richardson wants to get paired up with his teammates on the bottom side. New car is clear. He is electing to stay in that second groove. Hurst and Richardson drop. Pylan drops in front, right on the nose of Smith. Smith not happy, jumps to the outside with Sprinkle. They got momentum. Gonna see the turbo boosters of that second line engaged. 78 of Manning needs to tighten it up with that 33 of Parson, and that second line is likely. Oh, getting a little squirrely there, Sprinkle, but that second line. Oh, a little door jam from Pylan and Sprinkle. I hope that was consensual touching because it didn't look like it from where I'm looking. Interesting move. Richardson and Hurst jump up to that high side to pair up with Smith and Sprinkle. Ten laps to go, 9 at the line. Big run from the bottom groove. These guys are trying with all they got right now. Sprinkle hanging back a little bit. BB doing a great job of keeping Pilon where he needs to be with Grayson toe in that 12 machine. Sure, patience is going to start to run thin with these drivers. With these laps winding down. See the beautiful sight there is to see of all of Daytona International Speedway as they come through the dogleg to the start finish area down into turn 1. All the fans on their feet with 8 laps to go. Go ahead and pop in the cockpit of Andrew Smith to see what it looks like for him. On the bumper of the 58 of Hurst, he's run up front most of the night. You can see from the chart on the left-hand side, he hasn't really fallen out of the top 10. Outside groove drops. I don't know if they left Sprinkles. Sprinkle down into the grass. I'm not sure what happened there. Go ahead and grab our SpeedZoneTV instant replay here. We got a second. Sprinkle's been forced down to the bottom side. Let's just back it up 1 second. What happened here? Oh, big push from Pilon, and BB sends him down. That's going to cost him a lot. He's not able to get back on the track there. Tough break for him. Let's get back up with our leader, Richardson. It's like about 10, 12 cars in the mix in that front pack. An interview with Richardson not too long ago. Where he's showing his skills once again, being at the right spot at the right time here with 6 laps to go. Not a lot of time left. Reaching speeds of 200 miles an hour. Island gives a little bump on the 4 machine of Smith. Down the backstretch. This is a tight battle here. Looks like 15th, 16th, and 17th, all the way out there, about 3.5 seconds or more back from this pack of cars. So that means 14 cars are in a blanket of under a second. Oh, saw a little touchy touch there. Driver's able to square up that second line, that second groove of cars. Looking for the side draft. That's Grace Hunter. 13 of Ramsey, the 24 Don Francesco on the high side. Lashbrook getting up there as well, stealing some of that air. Four laps to go. Woo! Lashbrook forces up on the 12. Not clear, but made himself clear. I'm not sure if he's out to make friends tonight. That is not one way you do it, my friend. Dylan Grace, last season's Super Speedway champion. Trying to push Lashbrook. Hunter in the bumper. Oh, Ramsey doesn't lift. And you shouldn't. That inside line unable to be touched. See if Lashbrook here can suck up to the bumper of Don Francesco and start to push them forward. Richardson just enjoying the clean air with Hurst, Smith, and Pilon. BB also top 5 tonight. Impressive run for him last Wednesday, grabbing P3. The SpeedZoneTV first for that 16 machine, showing that he might be a contender here tonight for this 50-lap dash. Once we take the white flag here, race goes official. No green-white checkers. Welding wants a shot at the lead. I don't know if this bottom group of cars, this bottom line, is going to break air. Richardson off the bottom, likely giving Hurst a little clean shot of air to keep him running. White flag's out. Race is official. This is normally when something crazy happens. That outside grooves, that second lane is going to get a huge run down the backstretch. Richardson jumps to the high side, takes away their air. It's going to allow Hurst. Oh, wrecking in behind. Oh, man. Oh, man. No friends left here as we're coming to the checkered. Going to have a photo finish at the line. They're wrecking in behind. Unofficial results showing Hurst. Not sure what happened in behind. Go ahead and grab this here. This was just as we were starting to come to the checkered. Go ahead and order speed it on the fast chase. Hunter's hanging back here. He's hoping for carnage. Hoping to pick up a few spots as they exit turn 4. Let's see if who's the troublemaker here as we're coming to the checkered. Looks like the 12 of Grace tries to make a pass below the line. Back it up there because I'm looking at that spot. And the 15 of Miller looks like he hooks the 33 of Parsons and unfortunately grabs the 5 machine of Weldon. Lashbrook there, able to squeak through. Let's see, the missiles coming up from the bottom. He does squeak through with minimal amount of damage. So crazy time right there. We're going to take a quick SpeedZoneTV break as these guys are all just starting to stack up at the line. Great job by these drivers to grab the finish that they did. Hurst, Richardson, and Smith hoping to grab those guys up in the booth. We'll be back in a moment.
Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road. Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road. Roughneck Racing would like to...
Well, it's time to bring on our finishers. The first one we're going to grab here is our PT finisher, Andrew Smith. Rob, up in the booth. How are you feeling about tonight's finish, sir?
Feeling great, obviously.
I mean, why wouldn't you, right? Like, nice to see you run tonight. You ran up front most of the night. Was that your strategy? Did you think about falling back, or did you just want to try to stay up in the clean air as much as possible?
We were staying up front. Obviously, it was me, Tim, Johnny, and Adam. Pretty much trying to do everything we could as a team to control the race, and I think we did a phenomenal job of it. Unfortunately, Adam got the crap end of the stick, but it's got to be one of us out of the team. It seems like it's one of us out of the four every week, so hopefully next week's not my week. But
Right? Yeah. Nobody wants that.
it was a good race. It was good teamwork once again. So
Yeah, I
awesome.
mean, watching you guys mostly just control and be nose to tail, and then also you guys would shuffle lines. Somebody would move to the high side just so you could pull the other guy along. So it was nice teamwork to watch that. You don't see people really mix it up as well. But P3, I think you're sitting pretty for the points too. What are your thoughts on next Monday night when we go to Atlanta with the Gen 6? Is that an aero package you like? Because you didn't like the Xfinity
No,
car.
and we we've already done Atlanta one time in the Gen 6, and the Gen 6 car was horrible. They blew up in a matter of like 2 seconds. I mean, we had so many blown engines that night, so I'm surprised we even kept it in the schedule, to be honest. So no, now that I know that, I am definitely not excited for next week.
Yeah.
I think in that race I finished 12th. So.
Yeah, and it was even rumored, and you heard during practice that these cars do heat up a lot. So with being at Echo Park, the kind of does I don't know why it's more characteristic there, but like, did you have any issues with temperature tonight?
Yeah, and actually, right there at the very end, pushing Johnny across the line. My crew chief was absolutely ripping my head off. I mean, he was screaming at me, telling me, I'm about to blow this thing up, and Johnny just said, "Nope, you'll be fine." So I stuck with it, and he got the win, and Timmy was able to stay out there in second. So getting 1, 2, 3 as a team is pretty good. We had a pretty good night.
Yeah, you can't complain about that whatsoever. It looks like you're sitting about squinting one eye, about 20 points in the lead, rolling into race number 10. Are you just going to be focusing on consistent finishes from here on out?
As long as I can continue to stay in the top 3 and keep those guys close to me and the points behind me, I have no doubt we'll get this championship.
Well, heck yeah, brother. All the luck to you. Who do you want to give a shout out to for your P3 tonight?
Want to give a shout out to James Wagner's Welding first, as always, and give a shout out to you. The broadcasts are looking awesome with the new overlays and everything, and got to give a shout out to SWA Sabres and Turtle Wax and Race to Stop Suicide and all my family who watches, and my wife for being the absolute best supporter in the world.
Oh, heck yeah, brother. Congrats on the P3. Thanks for the shout out. And we all love James Wagner. We all love him. So hope to be talking to you again, Andrew. And best of luck as the season goes on.
Thank you, sir.
That was our P3 finisher. Time to grab the bridesmaid. Not quite a bride, but a bridesmaid tonight. How's it going, Tim? How you feeling about your P2, sir?
Brother, I told you we'd be talking again this season, and here we are.
I was just talking with Andrew, and just want to say hats off to you guys for just having an impressive display of teamwork. You guys ran nose to tail. You could definitely see that working together like you did. You guys were really able to command the field. I think one of the things I kind of want to poke at you for is that, I saw you lead the pack on the last lap and you decided to go up to the second groove. Did you regret that decision, or were you hoping it worked out differently? Like, I don't think you guys were separated by very much, but what would have been the difference to steal the win for you?
Well, once I saw the finish, yeah, I regretted it. No, I just I saw the run coming, and I don't know, it was just instinct took over, and I tried to go up and keep that momentum. Because it was either going to be me or Johnny. Either way, it's either going to be me winning on that outside run, or Johnny's going to take it on the inside. And I mean, it's a win-win situation because we, like Candy said last week, we try to share the love with this race team. But yeah, like you said, man, just hats off to these guys. Poor Adam got caught up,
Yeah.
went down into the infield. But we're fast together, man, and we show it every week. So this Monday series is just getting funner and funner for me.
Yeah, I mean, rightfully so, right? And you finally started to me having luck go in your favor, and now we're just becoming best friends up in the booth here. But what do you think's gonna, help you get to where you want to be in the championship standings? You got any plans for the next 3 races?
Just stay consistent, man. That's what I base my racing style. I just try to be consistent. I'm never the fastest. Just try to stay consistent, stay out of trouble, and in this series, stay up front with your teammates. That's been a big factor here in this second half of the season. Is just we've kind of taken that next step as a team and constantly working with each other. Which lanes are going to be faster? Where do we need to be at this point in the race? Pit stop strategy, all that stuff. It's just everything's clicking right now at the right time. 3 races to go. We go back to Atlanta again. Haven't been a fan of Atlanta this year. Love this next gen car. I feel like I always perform well in this next gen car, and I know we get to race it at Talladega. So if there's one to circle that the 2 car might finally get into victory lane, it might be that February 2nd race. But everything's trending in the right direction. Couldn't be happier, man. It's a great night.
Yeah, I mean, P4 in points. You're 24 back from the leader Smith, but you're in the mix with Barnes and Miller, just really 4 points out from second spot. So I think, a strong overall team finish is definitely within grasp for all of you, because Sprinkle's sitting in 5th. First is a little bit further back in 9th, so you got to help the special kid out every once in a while. Maybe you'll have some more luck as the season goes on. But, Tim, great run tonight. P2, I mean, super impressive. Beautiful looking car, too. It's shining so bright. But who do you want to give a shout out to for your
James Wagoner Welding, as always. Been here from day one. I say it every interview I get. He's the first sponsor that gets the first shout out for me. Couldn't do it without him. So looking for truck beds or anything like that, hit up old James Wagoner Welding. He'll hook you up. Want to give a shout out to the sponsor on the hood this week, Popular Opinion. If anybody's familiar with the Whatnot app, is like an online auction app. He sells sealed video games, retro, you name it, he's got it. Check him out on Whatnot. Teammates, awesome teammates. That's why I'm on this podium again. My admins for the hard work they put in on the off days. All the drivers, man, couldn't do it without the drivers. They make the league. Shout out to you for the broadcast too. I love that crispy 4K that I get to go back and rewatch. So appreciate you, Robert. Shout out to Penguin for the RCing, and that's all I got, man. Just thrilled with another podium.
Yeah, it's hard not to be excited with just the kind of runs you've been having. So hats off to you. I know it helps with confidence, especially moving into the last 3 races of the season. So Tim, great job. I hope to be talking to you again soon.
Thank you, sir. You have a good night.
2 finishers. Time to grab the man of the night. We like to call him Cutie Patootie, but you know him as Johnny Hirsch. Johnny, congrats on the. Bud? I'm feeling awesome. How are you feeling about the dub tonight?
I feel great. It's about time.
It is about time for you. I saw you up in the mix. Shout out to your team, and I've said it 3 times now, so this will be the 3rd for sure. Is that watching the 4 of you guys just kind of control the field, lock nose to tail with each other, make heads up decisions, to work together the entire time. Just very impressive. What about strategy for yourself? I haven't always seen you kind of dance with these guys as much as you did tonight. Is it something you're going to be doing more of?
Yeah, I mean, we have practiced and raced together so much. We kind of know what the other guy's thinking, the moves. I guess that's why we just work together so good. That's why we stress practice, all the time. And in Discord. Guys, get out there, work together. It makes such a big difference on these super speedway races.
No, absolutely, it does, because you know how your partner's going to dance with you. You're not stepping on each other's toes, and that definitely shows. Whereas, like, you have, to me, more of the independent drivers. They're not really sure and not really able to predict where somebody's going to go. So I think it does definitely makes a big difference. Just looking at kind of like the last lap of action here. Were you surprised that Tim shot up to the second groove?
I was. I actually told him, coming to one to go, I said, listen, just everybody stay quiet. I said, Tim, you do what I say. I'm watching. If I feel like I could shove you, I'll shove you. If not, I'll say, line's moving. So we're just riding along there, and I'm locked on Tim. Next thing I know, he says he's going high, and I thought, man, I'm going to win this race.
Yeah.
I kind of seen that outside slowing down and stalling just a little bit. I guess I seen it before Tim did, but I hated that. I was really locked on. I wanted to push Tim to a win, and that's just how it played out. It's a luck game.
Yeah, and it's really about quality of push too, right? So with Smith on your bumper there, Pylon was in behind Smith. There was an air gap with that 24 machine on Richardson. So I think that kind of like sucked all that momentum, because normally when you jump up to that high side, you get like a slingshot for a second and you can kind of muscle. But, you guys...
And that's one thing that we're good at is I knew I could push Tim for, half a lap or whatever, be locked on. I knew then that Andrew would be cooled off, so I could back down to him, let him push me for a little bit. That allowed me to cool off. I mean, we just worked it like that. We've got that kind of down pat to where we can stay a lot cooler than some of these guys, but still have our speed.
Yep. Yeah, and that's the dividends of working together so much, right? Like, that if you move up half a car, you get that clean air on half the nose, you're going to cool down a little bit, or, you can burp the throttle and this guy isn't going to, mess up the line. I saw a few guys tonight hit the yellow line and shoot up the track. And that's one thing when you got consistent teammates working with you.
Yeah.
It's predictable.
Yeah. Yep. But it was a good race, all in all, I thought.
And, just because I know you like to swing that way, being through the mix... the mix of the field tonight, who would you say had the cutest bumper that you were looking at tonight?
Ooh, I don't know. I haven't seen Gary Miller's in a while. I was behind him for a little bit. He had a nice little bumper on him.
That's awesome. You're sitting P9. Love you too. You're sitting P9 in points, Johnny. So I mean that must be feel pretty good. It's really a tight mix within the top 10 of the points, really only separated by about. So really a lot can happen in the last 3 races. Do you have expectations to get up in the top 5? Like, how do you feel the season's going to close out for you as we get down to these last 3 races?
After the first half of the season in super speedways, a top 5, I would probably dance nude in my front yard. I'd be so happy. So,
hell yeah. I'd probably come watch if I knew where you lived.
I'll stream.
Oh, even better. Well, congrats on your P1, Johnny. Who do you want to give a shout out to for your win tonight and just damn teamwork you guys displayed?
Well, I would like to shout out Ryan for the paint. He done this paint job for me. I had no idea what it even was until we loaded in. So shout out to him. It looks sick. Shout out to Wagner's Welding, greatest sponsor out there. We couldn't be here and do this without them. Just super nice guys. I'd like to shout out Tim, Andrew, Adam, my teammates. We just work together good. So, and lastly, I'd like to shout out you for putting on just such a great broadcast. I mean, you're number 1 in our book. So,
long list of the people there, Johnny. So we're gonna have to make sure that you got it all recited perfect for next time when you're up in the booth. You've been doing well on the Wednesday series, so hoping to chat to you again sometime soon. And congrats on your win, buddy.
All right, thanks, man. Appreciate you.
That was our winner, Mr. Johnny Hurst. Shouting out to everyone under the sun, the teammates, Wagner's Welding. Special shout out for Tim. A lot of great things going on here at Roughneck Racing with the support of Wagner's Welding. A lot of great action. We saw, I say, quite the mix of interesting race kind of incidents. We had 5 cautions on the night. We saw some guys fall out of the mix due to that. But we're going to be live again Wednesday night to cover race number 9 at Echo Park Speedway for the Truck Series. And then we'll be back again on the 26th for Gen 6 at Echo Park. So going to be an exciting week of back-to-back Atlanta races or Echo Park Speedway races. On Wednesday night, we're going to have a different announcer up in the booth for SpeedZoneTV. I will be stepping away for the night, but you're going to have great support here. So you're going to want to be sure to tune in to SpeedZoneTV for the truck race at Echo Park Speedway as this championship really heats up over there. It's quite tight of a battle, but even so for the Super Speedway Series 2, the Roughneck Racing Series don't disappoint. So you're going to want to stay locked and loaded to SpeedZoneTV. I'm your host, Robert Warrens, giving you a shout out with all the love. Once again, just shout out to our podium finishers. Johnny Hurst grabbing the win. P2 out to Tim Richardson. And P3 out to Andrew Smith. Showing, just teammate success right there. Tough break for Sprinkle, as they noted him. Getting a little bumper love and then shooting down to the infield. But, make sure that you're putting a like, subscribe to the channel. Share it out with your friends. Watch it with your pets. Maybe your goldfish if you have fish. I don't care. We're just a few likes, subscribes away from getting the plaque. But once again, Robert Warren signing off for SpeedZoneTV. Thank you for tuning in, and have a great rest of the week.